So a funny thing happens to me on the way to a record show in Orlando. I find this guy. It's Brad from H2Vinyl.
What's up, guys?
So we've known we lived so close to each other for a while. We finally got a chance to meet up.
Yep.
And what a better chance to do it at a record show, right?
Yep. That's right.
Meet early in the morning, have a budget, go over your budget. Sounds like the norm, right?
I crushed my budget. I didn't go over my budget. I crushed it.
So
I was good until the end. It was good until the end. I pulled the credit card out.
That's a day. I did too, but it wasn't as bad.
He said he had kid. He had a kid. I helped fund his kid for 4 days. You heard him.
So at least the kid's gonna eat till Wednesday. So
Till Wednesday.
So if you don't know Brad from H2Vinyl, there's a link down below. And to the guy that we're feeding, Justin at Triangle Vinyl, I've mentioned him before a few times.
Yep,
I know Brad has as well. We're going to leave links below. Go check out his website because I'm telling you, he's got a great collection. He had a mint butcher block unpeeled in his shop and sold it for cash. And it was 4 figures. So this guy gets his hands on great stuff. So if you're looking for something, I'm not trying to do a plug. I'm just telling you, here in Orlando, a lot of people say, oh, there's not much to do outside the parks. Go to Claremont, check this guy out. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Correct. That's right.
So we got a lot of stuff to go through. We bought a lot of stuff. I actually feel bad because I paid for his entry in, but then I made him buy like 5 records. It was horrible. Like, dude, do you have this? You don't have this? I feel bad. So I really do. And he's gonna yell at me in his video. I know he's gonna do it, but that's okay. So unfortunately, it's like, as you can see, I'm squinting. He's kind of squinting.
Yeah.
It's September,
went away.
and I think David and Michael showed it was snowing in Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. Look around, kids. It's almost October. Yeah, we're dying. It's like 90 out here.
Yeah.
So for everybody complaining, oh, it's too hot, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
it's
no,
hot.
It's hot here.
And it was hotter where we were in the record show.
Except for in front of the AC.
That table I want to stay at all day.
Yeah, that's right. Just take my time at this one.
So for all the stuff that we got, we left some great stuff on the table too, but we're going to go back. We're going to go home. We're going to take some time. We're going to clean up our records. We're going to show you what we got.
Yep.
And it's going to be a great time. So
3 months from now.
Probably. The stacks we got, it's probably going to take us that long. And that's just for him on the soundtracks alone. It was ridiculous.
It is.
So hey, we're going to wrap up the live shoot. We'll see you soon. Hopefully this one will fade right into the next one, or my editing skills, it'll look like hell, but that's okay. Yeah, it will look good. So I'm shaking the phone even, I'm laughing so hard. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Like I said, if you don't know Brad, there's a link to his channel. He listens to damn near everything. Check him out. He's a great guy.
Thanks, guys. Take care, everyone.
Peace. Okay, pasa. Tim back. So, you saw the intro. You know I went to a record fair, and I met up with Brad from H2Vinyl. And it was an awesome time. Brad, you're a hell of a dude. Really appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me. Had a lot of fun, a lot of great conversation about music and just everything going on. So it was good to get away and recharge the batteries for a little bit, and definitely hang out. I'm looking forward to doing it again. So the last Sunday of September, there, because I'm filming this now, there was a record fair here in Orlando. Been there before, checked it out before, and did pretty well. It was like last year. Didn't do it in the spring. I opted to kind of skip that one. Went back, this time with Brad for H2Vinyl, and had a lot of fun. Definitely hit up a lot of the tables, and we saw some of the local vendors as well, so it was nice to see some local faces that we knew. And just really had a good time. So my stack was pretty decent too. So we're going to split this up. The other bad news for you guys having to look at my ugly mug is that I was digging before and since. So you're stuck with me for a while. Sorry. But let's get started, because I'm here, you're here, I got a stack of vinyl here. Let's go. I don't know if you can hear it. What we are listening to tonight as I film is Saxon's Denim and Leather. This is a 81 OG Canadian press. Was very excited to see that. In decent shape, you know. You see a little ring wear, stuff like that. Cover is a little worse for wear, but you know, it's getting up there. Thoroughly enjoying it. So loving this one. Glad I added that one to the collection. So this one This is a Jamaican press of Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kaya. Big song on this one is This Love and Satisfy My Soul. This one, it looked better in the horrible light of the warehouse, and I'm going to mention that a couple of times. I know Andrew from Tales of the Crate calls it the vinylized. It's got a couple pops and one thing I'm working on, but it'll hold me for now. Surprisingly, I don't have Bob Marley on vinyl until this one, so definitely a hole in my collection. Want to continue to pick those up. Love Bob Marley, love reggae. Just always had it on CD or cassette, so now I'm trying to replace it on vinyl. So this one I picked up, and Brad actually kind of gave me a look. This is Harry Nilsson's The Point, and it's a great story. So I told Brad the story of kind of the overview of the story of The Point, but also there's a relatively famous, not super famous, there's an underground rap group called Black Alicious, and they sampled Me and My Arrow on one of their songs. And I remember this album from a kid. My dad had it, and it just told a great story. So picked it up on nostalgia's sake, more for the story. Even comes with a little inlet book. If you're not familiar with it, it's about a boy who, excuse me as I bump the camera, it's about a boy who grows up in the pointed forest and the pointed world without a point on his head. He's got to deal with being different. So it kind of deals with that. The real story behind this was that Nilsson said that he was doing acid and just noticed points on everything. You mean they did drugs in the 70s to write music? You're kidding me. Alright, time to break out the skinny tie. You'll catch on quick. The J. Giles Band, Freeze Frame. So, I actually, back in the day, I had the 2 singles from this, Freeze Frame and Centerfold, but I never had the album. But you figure, of the 9 songs, I had 4. So I was halfway home. Saw this one literally for probably like $2. I was like, I have to get it. Singles are long gone. Wouldn't mind grabbing them again, but decent shape. You know, again, a couple bucks. Won't be something I spend all the time. Neither will be this one, but glad to have it. This is the Go-Go's Vacation. Again, you know, in the 80s, there was just so much good stuff. And this is, as Billy Hirsch would say, a gold stamp promo. Saw a lot of those actually, so picked up a fair amount of them. You know, obviously Vacations on this one. Just, you know, it was a fun band. They were good for while they lasted. So, what are you gonna do? So, I was very happy to pick this one up. I've seen this one a couple times. It's been beat. And even though only for a couple bucks, you know, you don't want to buy something you don't have any faith in. This is the Tubes, and this is the Completion Backwards Principle. Big hit off of this one is Talk to You Later. Definitely had a great synth pop, almost Cars-esque sound to them that I really enjoyed. I mean, you know, you have The Name Is Falling Out of My Head and everybody's yelling at it in my head at the camera. It's the sheet. It's gone. Sorry, I'm actually getting sick again, but I'm not on NyQuil. So, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not gonna set the world on fire, but it's gonna bug me about that Tube song. But I'm not stopping this video because, you know, that's what I do. I do one take, and I call singers by their wrong name, and, you know, take NyQuil. Unforgettable Fire. I'm a sucker for you too. I'm a sucker for you too. Oh. Alright. So, really love this band all the way through. I think Zeropa was my first thought of a misstep, at least from my connections with them. But even then, I still enjoyed that one, and some of the stuff that came after I thought was good as well. But to me, this is their golden era, you know, War, Unforgettable Fire, Joshua Tree. So I had to pick this one up. Super clean, like $2. So this is helping me getting close to finishing off my Police collection. I need an upgrade of Synchronicity, and then I need Outlandis Day More, and then the Brimstone and Treacle soundtrack. But I was glad to get a decent copy. It's not the cleanest. I mean, there's some wear, but it plays fine. You know, a couple pops, but those will clean out over time, I think. But Regatta de Blanc, which is a fantastic album. You've got Message in a Bottle. You've got Bring on the Night, Walking on the Moon. The Bed's Too Big Without You, which is a song I love. And the song that used to crack me up was the song On Any Other Day. You know, if you've never heard it, go check it out on YouTube. Just, you know, he talks about all these different things that are going wrong in his day. And he's like, it'll be fine on any other day. And in the background, you start to hear the kids sing, Happy birthday, dear daddy. Happy birthday to you. And it's just, you know, it was... To me, it was that last moment of humor that they injected into their music, because they had Be My Girl Sally on their first album. Then there was this, and the humor kind of left. Yeah, to each his own. But by that point, they were doing really well in the pocketbook. So I got a few more, and I got a Most Wanted that I will be showing. So don't go anywhere, kids. I'm not taking a commercial break or anything. This is low produced. Elvis Costello. I mean, who... This is all we need to say, right? My Aim Is True. Fantastic album. Just, you know, this is just in that sweet spot of Elvis Costello stuff. And I know Hannah just showed some over at Omaha Introvert, but this is just absolutely fantastic stuff. You've got... I mean, I just think the whole album is great. I mean, the big standouts are Allison, Watching the Detectives. I really enjoyed The Angels Want to Wear My Red Shoes. But I honestly, I spun this twice, like pretty much back to back. It's just a fantastic album. I'm glad to have it on vinyl finally. So this is a first UK pressing of Duran Duran's debut. So this one, big hit, Girls on Film. Thank you, MTV, for pushing that one. And it was one of those ones, and I think some people have talked about it before, about how they didn't know how to market this band. And I can kind of see that. I can kind of see where, if you're not familiar with where they're going, how to market them. And they got lumped into pop really quickly, that pop dance. And I really think they were more akin to the synth, the new wave sound. They just did a different take on it. Fantastic musicians, the whole lot of them. And if you ever have heard, is it Nick Taylor? I don't remember. The guitarist from Duran Duran, who was in Power Station. He's got licks. So, again, my brain is failing because I'm starting to get sick. It's late. We're busy at work, so you're stuck with what you get. It was free, right? Duran Duran, glad to have it. Need to get more. This one, I about jumped. So, this is one of those ones that when the CDs started taking off, when I found it, and kind of clue you in, it was in remember the long box for CDs? You were like, why the packaging? It made no sense. Well, we know why now. It's because they were trying to entice record stores to use the CDs, but not have to change out their shelving from all the records that they used to have. So anyway, that's when I found the CD, and I was stoked to find it, because I never had it on vinyl, but it had two killer tracks that were both MTV big hits that I absolutely loved. So to get this on vinyl, I'm super stoked. This is Big Country, The Crossing, just an absolutely fantastic album. This one is an original press from '83, first U.S. run. The two big hits that I am referencing are Fields of Fire and In a Big Country. Just absolute staples of my childhood. Whenever they came on MTV, cranked up the television. the moment I had the CD, I'm pretty sure it didn't leave my car for probably 6 months. Just absolutely love this album, so I'm very happy to add this one to the Skinny Tie collection. A couple more. No, two more exactly, because you know that would be a couple. The late great Michael Hutchence and Company, Listen Like Thieves. This was a fantastic album, and you know it definitely holds up to time well. Kick to me will still be their greatest, but this is a really good second. Big Head's What You Need, Listen Like Thieves. My personal favorite, shockingly enough, not either one of those, is a song called This Time. Always enjoyed the lyrics on it, always enjoyed the energy on that one, and just a fantastic song. So I always thought that was it was a minor hit for him, but I always thought that was probably my favorite from the album. And again, I picked this up. It probably like one of those like 3 for $5 sections. I mean, there's a lot of vendors there, and I'm sorting it kind of more genre based to kind of, because I won't say I was over the map, but I was willing to take a chance on just about anything. But somehow I fell into a genre pattern, so go figure. But I was glad to pick this one up. Super clean, plays wonderful. And now, drum roll. My most wanted. So I went there hoping to find my grail. And I say my grail like I only have one, but I really do. Like it's like the top of the heap. It's the one that I look for at every record store I go. You know, we all look for a lot of different things, but it's usually where I start, you know, and see if they have. Because if they have it, that's where I'm starting my purchasing. And that's, well, there's actually two. There's one that's semi-affordable, and then there's one that's no effing way. They're both from Badlands. The Badlands self-titled debut, and then the Voodoo Highway second LP. Voodoo Highway on vinyl, forget it. You're probably $100 plus. And I like living in the house with my family as opposed to outside where I can't even play the damn record anyway. So don't think that one's gonna happen. But the other one, it's not too bad. You know, you can find it for about 30, and I'm willing to pay that. I'm sorry, my leg is bothering me. But so every vendor, it was like that's where I went, and I didn't find it. I'm not gonna miraculously tell you a story and show it. But last year when I went, I had this album in my mind, and I didn't find it. And I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever seen it in person, and I didn't hesitate. So there was actually a couple vendors, and they, you know, they do the old marketing trick of we're gonna mark this crap way too high and then market it 50% off. Realistically, I got a deal on it. You know, he had it marked at, I think it was 20. Would have paid for 20. Probably goes for that, but he marked, you know, it was marked down at 10. I'm super glad to have it. That's Lord Tracy, Deaf Gods of Babylon. So Lord Tracy, obviously, they've taken their name from Tracy Lords. If you don't know who that is, I would say Google her, but be careful. That's all I'm going to say. So, minor hit, because they came out in 89. Yeah, they were 89, and their big breakthrough, I guess, was a song called Out with the Boys. Great song for me and my friends. This is, you know, that late 80s, early 90s. We're just driving around pissing off the neighbors. I've mentioned this in a couple videos, and this was a song to do it to, you know. See you later, babe, I'm going out with the boys. And it was a staple for any metal mixtape that I did, so we could just, you know, instead of having to swap tapes, you slap one in, 90 minutes long, and you got all your jams. So this had to be on it. Had the CD, don't even know what happened to the CD, to be perfectly honest with you. It's long gone. But I absolutely love the album. And Lord Tracy came from kind of that second wave of sleaze. They were, if you look at like Motley Crue and Rat and Poison, some people say Cinderella, I don't know if I'd lump them in that glam sleaze. Glam maybe, but they turned kind of a blues turn real quick on their second album. But you know, however way you want to picture it, Motley Crue, Poison, and Rat, I think, lead that pack. So you had their success in like the early, let's say the mid '80s, and so as their star is still climbing, as anything is in the music industry, labels start grabbing anything they can, and that's when we got that kind of B level. Dangerous Toys, Badlands was in that group as well, but they kind of broke through really good, and you know, bands like Lord Tracy. And I just remember hearing it on the rock station back home in Maryland, and just was like, this song kicks ass. So like I said, bought the CD, glad to have the vinyl, and it was definitely a most wanted. Wouldn't call it a grail. Like I said, I've mentioned my grails, and I have a lot that are highly on my most wanted list, and you know, maybe one of these days we'll talk about them. But yeah, I was super stoked to pick that one up. So hey, if you saw the intro, again, you know I got to hang out with Brad. We had a lot of great conversations. We talked about hip-hop and jazz and rock and soul, and he was gracious enough to listen to me banter, and he gave me lots of food for thought, and we just had a great time. I'm going to leave a link to Brad's channel below, so you can go check him out if you're not subbed to him. And you should. He does a lot of great needle drops. He does a lot of great production with his videos. Me, I'm a one-trick pony, man. I just turn on the camera and you gotta look at my ugly mug. We also mentioned one of my favorite record stores in the area, and that's Triangle Vinyl. And I only mention that, I'm gonna leave a link to their website as well. I only mention them because the owner, Justin, he's a really good guy. And if you follow them on Facebook, he actually flips through, well, that's a lot of things, a lot of record stores do that. He flips through some of the stuff he just got recently in. To all my good friends, if you follow him, you see something you want that you can't find, you know, reach out to him. He knows that I make videos, and I told him, I said, look, we'll figure it out. And he's a really good guy. I mean, he really takes care of me. He really gives me some great information. He has a well curated shop. It's just a great, it's one of those places that you want to go to, grab a drink and dig for a few hours, because he's always jamming out on the radio. So but that's it. That's all I got for now. So I still run my mouth, and I'm still over 20 minutes, and I only showed like a third of what I picked up, and I have other stacks, so you guys are stuck with me for a while. I'm sorry. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great evening. If you're in the path of what's going on with this Hurricane Michael, please be safe. There's going to be probably a little bit of a lull for me. We'll see how much I can make, but because I work in the industry I do, I'm going to be busy. So hope everybody is well and safe. Everybody take care.